like 6 pounds. So something is working.
Your brain looks great. We'll show you.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm so glad because oftentimes your brain looks better before you look better. I am so glad it's the same
How
time
much
for you.
better is it?
So much better. Oh, show
God,
it to
so
you.
much
You don't have to hear me.
Yay! Oh. God.
You needed things to turn around.
Oh, jeez. Because I kind of need it. Not do so good without my brain. I have a book that says my brain, but it doesn't work as well as my other one.
But your one is working better.
Oh,
Let's
good.
take a look at it. And I need to go through and see what I've marked. A lot of the medicines aren't correct anymore. And we're going to try to get you off of steroids because the brain looks so much better.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But I think it's the Avastin, and I think we should plan to stay on the Avastin.
As long as we can, as long as it's making things better, yeah.
Only as long as we need to.
As
not
long as we need
can.
to, yeah. As long as we need to.
So after this Avastin, so this is going to be your
Fourth.
fourth dose, right? So after this one, you graduate to only having to come up here every 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. That's big.
No. Especially, I didn't think you were, just because of how long this process has been going in
Right.
your brain, I didn't think that you would be able to graduate this early, but
Me
it looks
neither.
so good.
Wow.
Okay. Is it okay if I have you move your coffee? I'm just scared I'm going to
Oh, sorry.
Or, I didn't want to, I figured you didn't want to wear it home. I'm going to show you January. So this is where we met. This is what your brain looked like, okay?
Okay.
Slices from the neck coming up. What we want in the brain is we want the right side and the left side to match.
Right.
And you can see over here this bright signal, this swelling. And as we come up higher, see this whole right side of what's called your cerebellum
Right.
was swollen. But then also what had changed over the last year is the right side of what's called your temporal lobe.
Right.
That also started to get swollen. And then it was coming up. So almost all of the right temporal lobe was swollen. And all the way back here. Otherwise, the rest of the brain looked like a nice, healthy, normal brain.
Okay.
You and I met and we said, that looks like what we see for the radiation necrosis. So this is now after the Avastin. I'm going to go back so you can kind of see them side by side. It's not perfect.
But it's
Whereas
getting better.
all of this looked like this.
Yeah.
You see it's just
It's
a
much
little
smaller.
area here.
Much smaller.
When we come up, all this was swollen, just this little area here.
Yeah, wow.
When we come up, there's still swelling in that temporal lobe, but it's so much less
Wow, that's so impressive.
than it was before.
Wow.
And so when we get up to like this part of the temporal lobe,
Right.
there's not as really swelling anymore, and there was still a lot.
Wow,
of that.
that's so impressive. This is so good for that drug for future use to know that this is possible. So what's it doing? Is it killing is it taking away bad tissue? What's it doing?
So all it does is it blocks, so it's actually an antibody, so it's not even a real drug.
Okay.
So it's an antibody that blocks a signal that says, hey, grow new blood vessels here.
That's what caused the swelling, is because it was growing new blood vessels, but it didn't need to do that.
It's like your body is attacking that part of your brain
Yeah.
because the brain was a little damaged from the radiation.
So it was trying to get rid of it because it doesn't belong there, damaged.
But it's
That,
kind of
that's
overreacting.
exactly. This far out, 5 years after treatment, what would cause the radiation to all of a sudden just go, ooh, we don't want you here anymore, you need to go?
If you figure that out, will you?
Okay, I will.
Let's
I'll
write that up together.
I'll let you know.
Because if we could figure that out, then we could anticipate who this is going to happen to.
Right.
And try to stop it before it happens. But we don't know who this is going to happen to, and we don't know when it's going to happen. It's not
And-
everybody. It's
right.
rare.
So can it happen again in 5 more years? Or once we fix the problem, are we going to have fixed it?
We don't know.
Okay.
So for some people, it just happens once, and goes away and never comes back
Okay,
again.
that's going to be me.
That's going to be you. Some people, you may have had enough Avastin and we may be able to just stop right now.
Right.
In my experience, that's not as many people.
Right.
And that's why I don't like to stop now.
Too soon, yeah.
I like to go down to using as little Avastin as possible.
Okay.
When we get to the point that we only have to do Avastin once every month,
Mm-hmm.
If between the Avastin infusions you don't feel like anything's getting worse, you feel just fine, you can't tell when you're due for an infusion,
Right.
that's the sign that we normally can try to stop it.
Okay. Wow, I was praying and all the things, but I didn't expect it to be that. I really didn't.
You had to know if they took out your peg.
I knew things were different, and I was just telling the girls or the ladies that I've been sliding on my bed. I've been able to move myself so much better. And do I make noises? Yeah, I do. But I'm still able to put weight on my arms and push myself up. I couldn't have done that a couple months ago. I walked 500 feet with my walker about 3 days ago. Went from walking 25 feet in a short period of time.
I'm so glad.
I am too. I remember when you came to my room for the first time, I think we talked, and, I think you asked me, well, have they explained to you what's going on? And I said, I think my body's attacking my brain, but nobody's really said that. And you said that's basically what's happening. All I could picture was a death sentence, because I can't live without my brain. I mean, this book works, but it's not going to work long term, And I remember thinking, I can't do that. And then I said, but if it will help somebody else, I will do it. I will try to do the drug. And then I still wasn't convinced.
You said I was making you a guinea pig?
I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then I thought, I have to try. What else are you going to do? You're going to give up before the war's over? No.
How's the pain?
The pain is this afternoon. It's not bad at all. This morning I had some significant pain. It seems to be induced by too much activity. It's just trying to find that fine line, because I still am a pusher and a go-getter, no matter how sick I am or how sick I'm not. The pain can feel like somebody shot a couple bullets in my head, but it can also be gone sometimes. I'm down to 30 milligrams of morphine in the morning and 30 at bedtime as needed. That's all I take. The Dilaudid is history. Yeah, I know. And I've asked the doctor to cut my dose in half to see if I can make it on 15. I would anticipate that the narcotics are going to phase out sooner rather than later. He asked me, I saw him yesterday, and he said, let's wait till you go for this infusion and see how you're doing in a few days. So I said, okay, but I'm really adamant about getting off of the narcotics. I am so, too. I hope this, it will make a big difference for me. I hope it makes a big difference for you and other people, because that's really important to me. So.
I'm so glad.
Me too.
So no Dilaudid anymore.
Nope.
The dexamethasone, you're still taking the 2 milligrams,
yes,
because you're still living in the nursing facility,
right? In the manor. We're talking about copes and talking about getting me. Awesome. It's not going to be next week, but in the next.
We're talking about it. You and
we're
I were
talking
not talking
about
about it.
No, the first time we all met here with my brother and sister-in-law, we weren't talking about much life, really, or I wasn't anyway. So yeah. We're talking about it, but I'm still living there, so I need a script to actually carry back to them to say we want to drop this down to 10.
To 1.
Or to 1, I mean.
So here's a